Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for stopping in to watch this video. This is basically an educational video to create awareness of on immersive technology. This videos basically will provide you a comprehensive overview of immersive technology. For example, if you are a business person and if you want to make your business move your business into the immersive technology, or you want to make use of immersive technology in your existing business, or if you are if you want to be an entrepreneur, what are all the business opportunity and which can be leveraged by immersive technology, what are all the potential opportunities which is available in the market, which can be leveraged by immersive technology. At the same time, if you want to get into AR, VR domain or immersive technology, what are all the technical skills you are needed for this immersive technology? And by the end of the video, you will get a fair understanding of immersive technology. What is AR? What is VR? What is MR? And you can go ahead and discuss with your peers. Yeah, here we go. So this is the agenda of this video. For the first couple of slides, I will be explaining you what is VR, AR, and MR, and then XR, right? And apart from headsets, mobile, right, there is another paradigm called projection mapping. Without any headset, how immersive technology is possible. And then we will see about the impacted sectors, like what are all the business challenges and what are all the potential opportunities where immersive technology can pitch in, right? And business which can leverage the immersive technology. Right? And once you understand the business landscape, so where exactly, what type of application should I need to create for my business, like whether it should be a native XR application or a web-based XR application, right? So that we will discuss. And then what are all the technical stack? What are all the programming languages? What are the game engines? What are the 3D models, like technical scope, technical projects, all right, projection, which we will discuss in XR tech stack, right? And then XR hardware, what are all the hardware which are currently available in the market, like VR hardware, AR hardware, MR hardware, right? Right from low cost to the high cost, right? All these things we will discuss in XR hardware. And finally, I would conclude by with a slide where exactly XR stands in future. What will be the scope of XR, right? Here we go. What is VR? Okay, before jumping into the technical aspects of VR, I would like to draw an inspiration from movies, right? I believe most of the people would have seen the movie called Avatar, right? Inception as well, where the protagonist and the antagonist will be transformed to a different world. Like it's like a fantasy world, or it will be like a real world environment where by entering into any new device or taking any medicine, they'll be moving to a different world. They will feel like as if they are in the dreams, right? So this closely relates to virtual reality. So virtual reality is basically you're making the consumers to move to the virtual environment, virtual world, which will be equal to the real world, or it will be like a simulated environment as good as nearly as virtual uh, real world. Okay, that is all about virtual reality. The consumer have to wear headset and then and switch to a virtual environment. So this is all about the virtual reality. VR stands for virtual reality. It's basically a technology that makes a consumer immerse into another world. He will be totally shut down from the real world. If he wants to come back to the real world, right, he has to shut down or take the headset out. So with the headset, he will be transformed to a real world, which we can into the near virtual and similar to the real world. Right? So where he can have his fantasy world or near real world environment. Virtual reality is being used in military training and navy. for warfares, how to train the soldiers for jet, how to drive a jet, how to sail in ships, right? Those are all, I mean, we can't give a practical in-person training. We need to mimic, or we need to simulate the real world environment. That is possible. That is achievable using virtual reality. Right. So what is AR? Again, I will go back to the movie example. So I believe most of the people would have seen the movie called Terminator 2, right? Where the protagonist will enter the scene and he will be scanning the real world images and the information will get popped up in front of his eyes. All right. This is basically augmented reality. And in the TV during cricket or IPL season, right? While deciding the LBW dismissal, all right, uh, um, graphical images will be overlaid on the screen according to the ball traveling directions, and the image of the batsman will be blurred, and where exactly the ball travels and hit the stems, and how he is hiding the stem to avoid LBW, right? Those overlaying of images in the real world environment is a example of AR. So augmented reality is basically augmenting the real world with the graphical elements and with the information so that you will get good amount of information in the real world environment. So AR stands for augmented reality. It is basically inherits VR concept but makes the consumer aware of the real world and augmented with the virtual objects. Graphical elements will be placed strategically in the real world. Whereas in the virtual reality, consumers will be shut down from the real world. Whereas in augmented reality, he will aware of the real world. But the graphical elements like 3D models and information pop-ups will be placed on the in the camera real world. Right. MR, mixed reality. So again, I will fall back on the movie example. Um, um, Iron Man and Minority Report, where the realities, right, the graphical elements, protagonist, right, will will see the 3D models with his naked eyes, all right, and he will be able to update, change, or share those graphical elements with others or with any other devices. So um, that is an example of uh, mixed reality. So mixed reality is a combination of MR, virtual reality, and augmented reality. So you will have the capability, consumer will have the facility to switch into the virtual world, or he can switch back to the augmented world, right? With the MR headset. So with the mixed reality, we can make the consumer, all right, what is not possible in reality by augmenting the existing world objects. Okay, so but to quote an example, uh, to finalize the end product, right, instead of creating prototype or real model beforehand and sharing with other peers about the views, instead of that, you can design the product over the graphical elements, share it with your peers, make changes on the fly, and render it again to be a finalized version of the product. So that is possible using mixed reality. We discussed about the VR, AR, and MR. So what is XR, right? XR is basically the term coined by the market to show the extensibility of the reality. Right now, we have 2D and 3D, right? But in future, there might be another reality, another axis, like fourth dimension, sixth dimension, eighth dimension, right? So the research is ongoing right? Now, for that purpose, marketers term the word XR, extended reality. So there is one virtual reality is one end of spectrum where user or the consumer will be uh, moved to the virtual world by wearing an headset. He won't be aware, completely disconnected from the real world. Right. Whereas in augmented reality is kind of a middle spectrum where he will be aware of real world environment or objects, but real world will be augmented with graphical elements at the strategic places. That is augmented reality. Whereas in mixed reality, you can have the consumer will have the facility to shift into the virtual reality and shift back to the augmented reality with the graphical elements, or at the same time you will have the flexibility to share that augmented graphical reality, even the environment, with others and peers to experience. So that is a mixed reality. So coming to projection mapping, this is another spectrum of reality where no need of hardware. So you don't have to force the consumers to wear headset or mobile phone or cool cardboard, right? Heavy headset on his head, right? Instead, you project the video or 3D models over the video on the regular surfaces or irregular surfaces, right? Either in a small scale and large scale to bring desired visuals in the aesthetic sense. To quote an example, you can project the videos on a plain cake, right? And then with that you can showcase an aesthetic visuals, right? That is basically a projection mapping. So we discussed about virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, and the projection mapping. Right, we understood the terms. Right now, we'll see in the next couple of slides, we will see what are all the business opportunities available for the immersive reality to pitch in, and how can the existing business can leverage immersive technology, right? And what are all the sectors getting impacted by immersive technology? So branding, advertising, marketing, and medical field, retail, real estate, and automobile, right? These are the impacted sectors. Because if you have a branding or advertising marketing agency, right? You have brochures, marketing brochures, or manuals, or slides, which you distribute to the for selling the product, right? Instead of static image, you can provide an interactive way of reaching the customers using immersive reality. You provide brochures with a QR code. Consumers can scan the QR code. Upon scanning the QR code, right, user will see, consumer can, with the augmented reality, consumer can see the 3D visuals of the product, and you can provide a games, augmented reality games, so that consumer will get aware of the product in more detailed way rather than the brochures. All right. So this is where the branding and advertising and marketing comes into the picture. And medical field, right? For medical university students, right, to perform surgeries and to understand the human body, various body parts, right? They have to look out for the cadavers to do a surgery or to understand the internal organs of the body, right? Um, that can be easily replaced with the immersive technology like mixed reality or augmented reality, where the exact replica of the human body can be created using 3D models, and it can be shown and can be displayed via mixed reality with the hand controllers. Medical students can do a surgery, right, real-time surgery, which will be on par equivalent to the real world surgery. So this medical field is one of the impacted sectors of immersive technology. Another is retail market or AR commerce. Right now, e-commerce is famous, but all right, um, um, by visiting, I mean, by providing a 3D models of the product of the consumer going to purchase, we can give the facility for the consumer so that on scanning the 3D products over the mobile phone or the mixed reality sets or right or augmented reality headset, he can very well place the products which he will purchase in the real world environment. For example, IKEA, the furniture, right, or Samsung, its own product by placing the product in the real world environment, they can very well purchase um, with their satisfaction after checking the the placement of the product in the real world. And real estate, virtual walkthrough before even apartment or villa or house is being constructed, right? During the design stage itself, one can make the consumer to travel virtual inside the building using virtual walkthrough in the real estate domain. Okay. And coming to the automobile sectors, remote assistance, um, where car owner can open the car dashboard or car bonnet. He can showcase or share the his camera screen along with the remote engineer who is sitting at the remote place or mechanical place share the camera screen so that the mechanic can identify the various parts, car mechanic parts, and identify where exactly the problem resides in the car, so that it can be rectified and repaired, so that we can avoid in-person visit by the mechanic, and it helps in quick turnaround time of purchase of repair or maintenance procurement of damaged product, right? So automobile is one of the sectors which can is being already leveraged by immersive technology. And financial technology, coming to the finance department, instead of 2D bar charts or pie charts, a diagram which will project the growth of a company or a country, right, or organization, can be made attractive via this immersive technology in a 3D way and it can be shared with other fellow financial sector people or with the common man so that it will be easy to understand the financial terms, right? And entertainment technology. By creating a 360-degree video, right, or virtual reality video, we can transform the consumer from one place to another place. If we can provide the flexibility for the consumer to experience the places where he cannot or chance where he doesn't have a chance to visit those places, or right, remote touring is possible via immersive technology. And same case for event management. We discussed about the projection mapping, right? In the corporate event or wedding events, right? Instead of making each and every consumer to wear a headset, video projection can be on the video projection can be displayed over the regular or irregular services so that we can attract more consumers or customers and make the event so lively. So these are the potential sectors which can be leveraged by immersive technology. Right. So this we discussed in the previous slide. These are the challenges and solutions which can be provided by immersive technology. So we discussed about AR, VR, MR technologies and impacted sectors. I have a business. So what type of AR application, XR application should I need to develop my business, right? Or if it is an entrepreneur, okay, I have an idea. So which type of application should I need to? Should I need to go with the web-based XR app or native-based XR app? So this slide talks about the differences. So native app, I would like to draw an example of mobile applications. So if you have any Android platform or iOS platform, mobile devices, right? One can download the applications available in the relevant Play Stores, get installed for their mobile devices, right? And start using the application. That is basically a native app. Similar token, native XR app will be installed on the headset or the devices. XR headset, like if it is in VR applications, VR devices, or if it is an AR application, AR glass or AR headset. If it is an MR application, it will be MR headset or MR glasses. So this is the device. It's a gadget over which the OS hardware, necessary hardware will be in place. On the OS, the applications will be installed and that application will be run in that particular device. Right, so that is basically the native XR app. Why do we want to go for native XR app? If your business needs real-time simulation of the near world environment, right? Then it is better to choose for native XR because it will have a good amount of GPU and it will have complex 3D models with the high rendering of textures and materials, right? So it's better to choose for native XR. Whereas WebXR is similar to a website. You develop a website, host it onto the server, and provide you will get a website address and give it expose it to the outside world. And consumers, just by opening the website on the browsers, they will be able to see the content. Right, that is WebXR. So WebXR where will be used if your application will be used for a short span of time and it doesn't have to have a realistic replica of the real world environment. All right, all you need is a content should be given to the consumer for the very short period of time. It's a limited bandwidth of 3D models, right? Low poly models, then it's better to go for WebXR. It is similar to the website where you develop the XR application, host it on the server, and you will get a URL. Provide the URL to the consumers. On opening the URL, consumer can experience the XR over the web, the browsers, provided your mobile applications on the browser, mobile platform or device, right, should be capable enough to handle the XR platform. Okay, we understood the differences between XR application and WebXR applications, right? How do I build it? What is the tech stack, right? So the base for any XR application, irrespective of native or WebXR, you need 3D modeling. We need to create 3D models in par with the real world. So there are a lot of 3D models available in the market. Blender is an open source 3D model. Cinema 4D, Maya, rest others are payable. Cinema 4D, Maya, Autodesk, Substance 3D, right? Those are all the softwares which are available in the market. Apart from that, there are 3D play stores like CG Trader, Sketchfab, right? Free3D. Those are all the Play stores where you can download 3D models as and when needed for your XR application. Okay. Game engines like Unity, Unreal, right? Those are all game engines which will play a major role in integrating the 3D models um, with the OS. They will, with the OS, kind of game engines are the responsible are the one which are responsible to tie the 3D models as an application and install it over the OS so that the 3D models will get rendered in a more optimized and performance oriented way. When coming to WebXR, right, we have JavaScript, open source. We have open source web-based game engine like 3JS, Babylon.js, A-Frame, and Facebook's Spark AR platform and Snapchat and ARJS. So these are all the open source XR, uh, WebXR apps. Paid platforms are also available. There are 8one, BlipAR, Zapar, Amazon, Sumerian, HoloKit, HoloLink. There are a lot of platforms are already available which can be used to develop WebXR applications. So all the hostings and URL will be taken by the paid platform. Okay, coming to the programming languages. If you are good in programming and if you are a software engineer, right, and I would recommend to go for the programming languages. Unity provide the options with a C# as a programming language, Unreal with the C++ as a programming language, and 3JS and Babylon.js and ARJS, all right, or JavaScript as a programming language. Even it can support TypeScript as well. No, if you're a person more comfortable with visual programming, I have very good logical thinking, but not good in programming, right? There is an option called low code or visual programming. Unity comes up with Bolt as visual programming, and Unreal comes with Blueprint. Spark AR provides visual programming language. At the same time, it also supports customized options as well using JavaScript language. The same goes for Snapchat AR, that is Lens Studio, Zappa, 8one. They also provide visual programming language at the same time. Programming via coding, custom coding via JavaScript. So the next couple of slides, I will discuss about the hardwares which are readily available in the market for VR, AR, and MR. VR headsets is, as you all know, Facebook, Oculus, famous Oculus One, Oculus Two, and Samsung VR headset, and Gear VR, right? And low cost VR headset is basically the Google Card. AR headset, Snapchat Lens have come up with the Snap AR glass, and Qualcomm Space have come up with the AR glasses. MR headsets, a famous one is Microsoft HoloLens, and we have Unreal, which is available in the market, Magic Leap, right? Those are all the high-end gadgets available in the market. Low cost is basically the cardboard one, which is provided by Arzio, which is basically the hard cardboard based MR headset. There is another company which comes up with a cardboard MR headset, is Zapar. Zapar, they have come up with a cardboard based MR headset. So with this, we come to the end of this video. Where exactly the XR stands. This is this slide, this image I got from Spatial Foundation Art. They provided this deck which depicts the future, where exactly XR sits in the Web3. There was a era like PC, all whatever the applications you develop, which will be available in the PC, where the interface will be the desktop and database will be DB and program. Whereas when the internet was introduced, browser took up the interface, and website has took up the logic part, and the servers were responsible for holding those web pages, right? So that is Web 1. In Web 2, mobile applications, mobile devices and cloud were introduced, and application logic was split into front-end logic and back-end logic. Back-end is being, and the application will be hosted in the cloud, and mobile apps, front-end will be the mobile apps, or it will be any websites. When we move to Web 3, AR, VR, right? In terms of immersive technology, AR, VR, right, at the top of the stack, it's on the interface, along with IoT and AI, artificial intelligence will take care of logic, and data will be handled by the blockchain. So in this slide, the relevant part is for AR, VR, this immersive technology, which is at the top of the stack, Web 3. This information was provided by Spatial Foundation R. Right. With this, we come to the end of this video. Hope this video would have provided much information on immersive technology. I think you can go ahead and discuss with your peers about VR, AR, MR, how your business can avail the immersive technology. Right. Thank you very much for watching.